So tell me, you said a lot of witchcraft in Africa. I was like, there's more witchcraft in America than anywhere in the world.
Really?
I'm serious. It's just packaged differently. It's packaged in a way that people have accepted it. People accept white witches. There's no such thing as a good witch. None. All witchcraft is bad. Anybody that is connecting with the devil, whether it's New Age, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's Church of Satan, Scientology, it's all the devil.
So this afternoon, a bunch of news articles broke, and it's at the top of X, that a public school in Rhode Island had the elementary students paint a painting of Moloch that on record, not just the Bible, but according to archaeological record, all these different tribes have at least sacrificed children to. And they directed the children to paint this. Now, Les Wexner, the big controller of Epstein, the big Mossad CIA officer, it's come out in these emails, says, I am possessed by this particular demon. I do what the demon says. Then we found news articles where he said, oh, I do these horrible things. The demon controls me. I mean, it's just crazy. And then Epstein calls himself Baal, which is just another name for Satan, another demon they sacrifice children to.
Here in America, they think witchcraft is cute. It's not. If you open the door and allow the devil into your life, it will bring the attributes of the devil. The attributes of the devil is to steal, to kill, to destroy homes, families, children, businesses, just everything. And you can see how much our society has gone to a place where it's just so dark and demonic.
And also, I believe if you are a white person and you feel no personal guilt or shame for the fact that slavery happened, you're racist. If you feel no responsibility for that, if you've ever said the words, I never owned a slave, you're racist.
There are just two forces in the world, God and the devil. Human beings are in the greater balance of power in the universe. There's the power of God and there's the power of the devil.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams Dark Waters in the back. I'm going to start this video off with talking about the secret email between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates. Now, I know Prince Charles or one of them stupid princes got arrested today. And I'm going to touch on what I think that is. But I want to start with this because this is the wildest theory that's come out. And we know every theory that people say is a conspiracy theory ends up being true. But this is the wildest one I've heard. That Jeffrey Epstein wanted to make sure that his DNA was in all of the shots. And I don't know if you guys have found information on this. I don't know if you guys are searching through the Epstein files. I'm not interested in going through the files and running into the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not interested in doing it. You find it, you send it to me at iamdarkwaters.com. I am at iamdarkwaters.com. Send me a link to something that's non-child pornography-ish, that I might read it, but I'm not going in there messing around. There's no need for me to. But I just think it's amazing. It would be amazing if the man actually had his DNA or his RNA inside that vaccine. What if both of these clowns had it inside that vaccine? And all these people who took this are now part Jeffrey Epstein. And it would make sense because he said he wanted to have his DNA spread all over the world. And then he could get the credit for literally killing all those people. For killing them all. Could you imagine what would happen if liberals found out that Epstein, when they went and took a shot, that Epstein was in his DNA or RNA was inside the shot. So you chose to have the pedophile's DNA inside of you. It's crazy. And then they had a conversation where they said they hoped they could pull off Operation Lockstep, Event 201, Disease X, all the pandemics that were coming down the pipeline. This revelation means that you don't really have to worry about a pandemic. You don't, just to be clear with you, this revelation means you don't have to worry about Disease X. That means Disease X is off the table. They can't push forward with Disease X with this type of information out there leaked to the public. So, ta-da, congratulations. I don't think we have another COVID at this point in time. There's no way they can do it. I mean, there's absolutely no way that anyone would adhere to it unless they just did something that was like airborne Ebola that killed everybody. But even when they did that, people would know that this was them, and then people would go hunt them down. So there's no cover for them to do anything like that. So that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a great thing. It's a fantastic thing. However, I think this might be a possibility that his DNA is in them damn shots. And I think that would be horrific. Now let me turn to this thing about this prince, or whoever he was that was arrested. I think it was Prince Andrew. For this, we need to head on over to Fox News. Piers Morgan on Andrew's arrest for public misconduct. It carries a life imprisonment. Now let's just be clear. If you can see from a million-foot point of view, you know that this boy ain't going to prison. This man ain't going to prison for life. Let's just keep it real. He ain't going to prison for life. But what you should be able to see at this point in time, and what should be clear to you, is the evident setup of Donald J. Trump. Yep, it's a clear setup of Donald J. Trump. If his DOJ and his FBI and his CIA and all the rest of them do not do any arrest of the people on these files, now, at this point in time, the Crown, London itself, is going through the motions to make it look like they did not cover up anything. They're setting Donald Trump up. Point blank, period. They're setting him up. Let's go arrest this person. Let's go arrest this person. That man ain't going to no prison. They're going to make the stink about it. Oh, he got arrested. He got arrested. And then over here in America, shh, nothing. Quiet, silence. Then, when soon as Donald's out of office, they're going to say, well, Donald, you covered up the Epstein files. And then they're going to take the exact same stuff and hang it around his neck and throw him in prison. That's what's about to happen to Donald Trump if his DOJ does not start to move. I don't know what kind of secret sauce Pam Bondi got. Sorry, I don't know what kind of secret sauce she got. She working with, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't know what kind of foolishness Ty Blanche on, who uncle, cousin, sister, brother he is. But let me tell you something. They setting my man Donald up. And it's obvious that they set my man Donald up because they ain't doing nothing. So the whole world is going to start taking action against the network, but America's not under Donald Trump. And then they'll campaign on the fact that he didn't do anything with the Epstein files. Because that's how they are. The media will campaign. As these arrests start to happen, they're going to turn and they're going to start turning against Donald. You didn't do anything about it, even though he was the one that released it. Yeah, James, Donald released the information. Yeah, he sure did, but that don't matter because they understand that people are malleable. They're waiting to make people angry at the right moment because they know that they have good control over their crew of tards. They have so much control that they were able to get people to go out into the streets and protest ICE. And then they were able to get kids to go out in the streets and protest ICE and take kids away from schools without their parents' permission and protest ICE, and nothing has been done about that. No one has been arrested as it pertains to that. They are in the perfect position to strike back. I'm sorry. They're in perfect position. And the reason why they're in a perfect position is because we have a DOJ, we have a FBI that is not dealing with this. And someone will say, well, it takes time to deal with it. No, it don't. No, it don't. No, it don't. Go arrest somebody. Well, they might get released. That's the problem. If they get released, you still arrested them. You still gave the image of you've done something. Because this is all about appearances at this point in time, man. The whole thing is about appearances. I'm sorry. Everything is about appearances. That arrest of the Prince of Andrew is about appearances. I'm sorry, I'm running my mouth. Let me let y'all listen to Fox News say what they're going to say about it, which is basically less than what I just said.
It is an absolute bombshell. I mean, to put this into context, there has been no member of the royal family arrested in my lifetime. I'm 60 years old. If you have to go back centuries to the last time that a member of the British royal family was arrested. And this is a serious matter. If he is convicted of misconduct in public office, then the vast majority of people that receive that kind of conviction end up with a prison sentence, and the maximum sentence is life imprisonment. And this is the king's brother who remains eighth in line to the throne. So this is, like I say, an absolute bombshell. Not completely surprising, because I think the tone of the King's statement last week clearly opened the door for the police to make a move.
So Piers, just to be clear for us that don't understand, even though his royal titles were taken away, even though he was kicked out of the palace and all the estate, he's not receiving a salary from the government, from the people anymore, he still remains in the line of succession?
Yeah, I know it sounds preposterous, but that is the current state of play. Now, I think it's very fanciful that he would ever accede to the throne under any circumstances, and I think increasingly that is going to be ruled out anyway by the sequence of events. But I think it's important to clarify here that the arrest is not in connection with anything to do with the sex scandal involving Epstein. This is very specifically about his behavior when he was a trade envoy, which is a government appointment. He was acting on behalf of the country for about a decade, in which he traveled around the world as a kind of business envoy for the country. And during that period, we now know from leaks from the Epstein files, he was giving Epstein, and remember, a convicted pedophile, he was giving him the information he was getting, top secret information, as a trade envoy. I mean, this is treacherous, treasonous behavior by a man who is the brother of the king of this country now. So these are very serious allegations. And of course, once there's a police investigation, they've been raiding all his homes now. They'll be taking all his devices, everything they can find that may relate to this. But that might also, of course, uncover more information, more evidence about the other incredibly serious allegations against Andrew, which is that he, of course, committed sex crimes involving Virginia Giuffre and possibly others.
No, that ain't what's about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Lord. What's about to happen is, you notice the charges that have nothing to do with Epstein. They're going to raid his house. They're going to go through everything. They're going to clear his name. Oh, we found nothing that had to do with Epstein. We found no ties to Epstein. There's no truth to this Virginia Giuffre. We never found any evidence of any child trafficking, any sex trafficking, any of that stuff. We just have him on this charge. And then that charge is going to go away. But in the public's mind, there was an arrest of a prince, although he's not going to get arrested, although nothing's going to happen. Because we know the whole royal family was involved in this. We know that him, his daddy, his mama, everybody was involved in this. But it's the perception, because people's minds are malleable. And so they're going to get the perception that he was, and it could drag on. You see his dad said, "Oh boy, old chap, we're going to have to go ahead and arrest you, have you arrested, old chap, for your ties to Epstein. But someone's going to have to take a hit for the team. I know Jimmy Savile was running around in his house with me, but old boy, you're going to have to take this charge, old boy. You take charge. But it ain't going to be nothing. But it's enough to be perceived as something was done for the average person. Because the average individual does not read the news. They do not listen to the news. They do not pay attention. And as the Epstein word, Epstein, as they hit the Epstein gas, it's all going to meld and blend in together into this one beautiful ball of forgetfulness. And then they're going to point it all at Donald Trump. All that old Donald Trump. Now, I can't tell you, ladies and gentlemen, why the man ain't got rid of Bondi or why he ain't got rid of the rest of the people. But I can tell you this much. They're going to screw him if he's not careful. They're going to screw him if he's not careful. Now, will God allow that? I'm not sure. I don't think God would allow it, but they're going to definitely try to screw him. And that's what we're looking at right here. And the next thing I wanted to touch on was this. Dr. Stella Emanuel, who was one of the COVID doctors that they persecuted to the highest point of persecution during the COVID, trial, which we know was done by Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, YouTube, which you said was a conspiracy, which proves not to be a conspiracy when you open the files, YouTube. She's going to talk about something that I've been saying about the territory of the United States of America. If you've been following me for a while, I've shown you where this nation, the founding fathers of this nation made a covenant with the Lord. And I laid out the tenets of this covenant. And then yesterday I showed you that I explained to you that they were bringing people in, importing people in who had covenants with other gods. The biggest example of this was Springfield, Ohio, where there was like, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cats, eat the cats. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And they were doing ritual sacrifices. Another example of this is the place in, I want to say it's New Jersey, where they were talking about doing ritual sacrifices or halal sacrifices to sacrifice and kill their animals in their backyards. Things that are un-American, things that are un-Christian. But because the Christians in America have allowed, and I'm just going to keep it real with you, it's our fault. My fault, your fault, our fault. Just be clear. Allowed themselves to be guilted into opening the doors for perversions and sorceries and divinations and all these other gods. This is what we're contending with. This is why all those people have to go. Every last one of them, even some of them who have citizenship, have to go. You got a little ID and you came in and you got to go. If that does not happen, America will fall. It's why I keep on saying May 17th is so important. That rededication is what we need. But upon that rededication, it needs to be understood. The speech needs to be, hey, this is a Christian nation. If you're practicing witchcraft, sorcery, and divination, you are going to get kicked out of this nation. You go. But Dr. Stella Manuel was going to explain it to you, because people seem not to believe that this is spiritual warfare. They think spiritual warfare is only pertaining to, I got sleep paralysis. What do I do? What do I do? It means that your spirit is weak. That's why you can have sleep paralysis. It means you don't pray. That's why you can have sleep paralysis. When you have a strong spirit that's in communion with the Lord, and an entity comes to try and stand over you and reach into your soul, you literally look up at it from out of your flesh and be like, what the hell you think you're doing? I'm over here resting. And it's like, oh, hell, he could see me. And then your spirit rises up and say, hey, bro. And then you chase him up out of your house. So your spirit comes up, then your body comes up. And they all come up together. And you're like, no, I cast you out of here in the name of Jesus Christ. And in fact, I charge an angel with dragging you to the green fires of hell and burning off every year of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you've accumulated as a spirit or a demon. Yeah. You could do that too. Leave them dumb as hell. They come back like a baby, like, what the hell? Anyway.
So tell me, you said a lot of witchcraft in Africa. I was like, there's more witchcraft in America than anywhere in the world.
Really?
I'm serious. It's just packaged differently. It's packaged in a way that people have accepted it.
Yep.
People accept white witches. There's no such thing as a good witch. None. All witchcraft is bad. Anybody that is connecting with the devil, whether it's New Age, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's Church of Satan, Scientology, it's all the devil. Here in America, they think witchcraft is cute. It's not. If you open the door and allow the devil into your life, it will bring the attributes of the devil. The attributes of the devil is to steal, to kill, to destroy. Homes, families, children, businesses, just everything. And you can see how much our society has gone to a place where it's just so dark and demonic. There are just two forces in the world, God and the devil. Human beings are in the greater balance of power in the universe. Mm-hmm. There's the power of God and there's the power of the devil. Human beings don't have power. We have authority. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. We don't have power like the devil. We don't have power like God. We have authority. And if we give our authority to God, God intervenes in the world. If we give our authority to the devil intervenes and messes up our world. So the reason why our world is so crazy is because human beings have failed to give their authority to God.
Interesting.
You know, people think that I don't have to believe in the devil and I don't have to believe in God either. Great deception for you to believe that as a human being you can survive on your own. There is no such thing. Human beings don't have ability. That is why, Lara, you find out that people that don't have any God will worship a rock. They'll worship a tree. They'll find something to worship. Because there's something in every human being that's supposed to worship God. And if you don't worship, that is why there are all kinds of religions, all kinds of things people worship. There is something in you that will never find peace till you find more meaning. You find a spiritual meaning. So, one of the things is that most people's idea of God is according to the precepts of men. If you don't read the Bible and you're grounded in the Bible, you will be deceived. You will be worshiping some God that is not the God of the Bible, and you might as well be worshiping an idol. Because not every bad thing that is happening to you is the devil. It's sometimes people are actually reaping the reward of what they sow. Because whatever you sow, you reap. You sow things, you don't reap it, your family, your children, your generation will reap it. That is why bad things happen to people. But the good news is God's grace and mercy can overturn even down several generations. The judgment for evil is visited to 4 generations, to 3 to 4 generations. But righteousness is visited to 1,000 generations. So if you sow righteousness, there are people right now that their lives are good, not because they deserve it, because there was a praying grandmother several generations back.
Dr. Stella Manuel makes it extremely plain. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, those of you, and I'm going to keep it real with you, those of you who sowed righteousness for this nation, who've been praying for this nation, it's so important that you continue to do it. It like those of you who are priests for your family, you're the one who prays for the husband, or you the wife that prays for the husband and the kids, or you the husband that prays for the wife and the kids. Your role is so vital and so important that it spans the lifetime of your family. It spans generations of your family. I tell people all the time, like in our Bible study, we teach, hey man, you should erect an altar to prayer to the Lord. What does that mean? That means you pray every day, the same time, consistently. And understand this, guys. This is not something that you start and stop. It's not like, oh, I started praying today and then I prayed for a week and then I stopped, because all you did was stir up a hornet's nest. You can't stir up the hornet's nest and then run back inside, because when you come back out, they're going to sting you. You got to keep on praying. You got to keep on dealing with it until them hornets say, in the case of the hornets being Satan and his demons, say, okay, you know what? This SOB is crazy. Something wrong with this person. It's easier targets out here because this dude is retarded. We mess with him in the night and he get up in the night and pray. We mess with his son and he go on a 3-day fast and try and burn down our whole kingdom. Something wrong with this one, guys. We gonna go find somebody else that's easier to deal with than dealing with this individual. That's what you have to do. And see, therein lies the problem. And we have to understand this. Once you start contending, you don't stop contending. In fact, I'm gonna show you why you don't stop contending. It's in the scripture when God tells when he tells Moses to go see Pharaoh, right? Watch this. You gotta understand that. Remember, I used to say that Brandon Johnson was a Pharaoh. I was like, man, this dude he's possessed with a dragon of the waters. Well, hold on. It's easy if I show it to you than just like trying to explain to. I'm just gonna show you the scripture. You heard me? Just give me a second. You heard? Here it is. Watch this. In the 10th year, in the 10th month, in the 12th day of the month. Why would that pop up like that? Get off the screen. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against all of Egypt. So God tells him, Son of man, set thy face against the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and prophesy, speak out of your mouth, against him and against all of Egypt. Now watch what God says. So he tells him to set his face. I want you to understand something, like really understand that. See, when stuff starts going wrong, you need to set your face against that thing. You need to be like, oh, really? Oh, really, dog? Oh, really? Oh, so you gonna give my wife nightmares? Oh, so you gonna try and astral project? Oh, so you gonna try and take my kid and turn and transition them? Oh, really? Let me set my face against you. It means I got blinders on, baby. I'm looking at you. and I'm dealing with you, right? Then watch what he says next. Speak, talk with your mouth, and say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I am against thee. So you need to get a word from the Lord, figure out what it is. But then you say, I'm against you. Yeah. I'm against you. And see, most people think you're like, when it comes to people, most people think you're fighting a person, right? You ain't really fighting a person. It's not a person you fighting, it's a spirit that's animating that person. So when people come against me, I say, oh, my face is against you, boy. Yeah. I want you to know I ain't got to talk to you, but my face is against you. And then, hell gonna break loose for you, boy. It's coming, it's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. And see, this is what the American people have to do against this evil. You got to set your face against it. But watch what he says. Speak and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of the rivers, which have said, my river is my own, and I have made it for myself. Now, this dragon, all of a sudden, believes that he has made the river. He ain't make the waters. And this is exactly how it is in your life. When that dragon, that Pharaoh can be a circumstance, that Pharaoh can be a person, that Pharaoh can be something coming against your business, that Pharaoh can be something coming against your children. It gets to the point it says, I own this. It belongs to me. Me. I'm the man. Me. You own nothing. Look at me. I'm the captain. I'm the captain now. Look at me. I'm the captain. That's what it's telling you, right? Watch what it says. But I will put hooks in thy jaws. I will cause the fish of thy rivers to stick unto thy scales. I will bring thee up out of the midst of the rivers, and all the fish of the rivers shall stick unto thy scales. That means I'm going to uproot you. Yeah. I'm uprooting you in my family. I'm uprooting you in my bloodline. I'm uprooting you in my nation. You see, people don't get taught this, so they don't understand this. You got to set your face against that thing and uproot it. Now, watch this. Watch what he said next. And I will leave thee thrown into the wilderness. Thee and all the fish of thy rivers, thou shalt fall upon the open fields. Thou shalt not be brought together nor gathered. I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field and to the fowls of heaven. Yeah. So you uproot that thing. Your face is against that thing till you snatch it out of there, and then you cast it away. And when you're putting it someplace that it'll never come back. Never come back. Well, James, how you do that? You pray, you fast, you sing, you praise, you worship. But in mind, you know that's the issue you have in mind. You know, okay. So you targeted my grandson with some foolishness because your bloodline it's got a whole bunch of strife in it. So now you want that strife to affect my grandson. Oh, no. So that's the spirit of strife. Oh, hey, strife, excuse me. Hey, strife, excuse me. I'm over here. Come here. Get over here. Let me have a conversation with you, buddy. Now, I don't know what y'all do over there, but this ain't what we do over here. So now me and you I got my face set against you. And then if there's a person that's the altar attendant to strife, that's the person who's the one who's always around it. Oh, I set my face against you. You and the spirit that you partnering with. I don't have to go argue with you. I ain't got to fight with you. But my face is against you. Because my face is against that spirit. And you the one who carry that spirit around, letting it jump from everybody like a Denzel Washington movie. And it's jumping into people like this. But the American people don't seem to understand this yet. The good thing about the Epstein files is it's giving people something to set their face against. The bad thing about it is I don't believe that the people who setting their face against it are praying against it. They just looking at it. That's why I don't want to look at it. It's evidence for a court case in the courts of heaven. That's what it is. It's evidence. I said this to Alex Jones, and if you go back and watch my Alex Jones interview, I said the prayer was, when a thief is caught, he must return sevenfold. All the evidence is there. The thief has been caught. And I told Alex, I said, no. You're going to get victory. And I said, I even said it live on air. I said, you're going to be a billionaire from this. How do I know this? Know how? How do I know this? Know how? People don't understand when I say that. How do I know this? Know how? Because I know how it works. You need to know how it works. The nation need to understand how it works. So when Stella Emanuel comes on and she says, yeah, witchcraft is packaged here in America differently than it is in Africa. Yep, it's extremely acceptable. It's so acceptable in America that people have bumper stickers on their car that say coexist. It's so acceptable in America that the kids in America put bull rings in their nose and metal in their faces, which is a form of them practicing witchcraft. It's a form of them being in possession of a spirit. But if you were to go to Africa and see that same black individual in Africa with that same wooden bull ring in his nose, you don't make the connection to the old god that they were worshiping that had them put the bull ring in their nose. They had to put the plate in their lip. But it's here in America now. The oldest gods, the real fallen ones. You do know they fell in that territory, right? Man. Whew. I'm done. I am done for right now. Not all day, but for right now, I'm done. Now, I need you to do me a favor. If you like the content, I need you to hit the like button. If you want to share the content, I need you to hit the share button. People keep on saying I don't have a boost button. I'm pretty sure I don't have a boost button, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't about to boost me. They ain't gonna let you boost me. I hit too hard for them to. How they gonna boost you? They ain't gonna boost this because ain't nobody doing this. Ain't nobody going into the news breaking down what's happening and then bring you back to the scripture. So they're not gonna boost this. They don't want nobody to know the real deal. They're not gonna boost it. But you can boost it. You can boost it by taking it to your Facebook page. You can boost it by taking it to your Twitter page. You can boost it by word of mouth. You can boost it by going to iamdarkwaters.com and signing up. You can boost it. But depending on their system to boost it, bro, that's not going to happen. I can tell you that. I've been around 11 years on YouTube. And I've been telling the truth that whole time. They ain't never boost me. They boost all the clowns that told lies, but I told the truth all over the place. They ain't never, ever, ever boost me. You heard me? And if they start boosting me, I want you to think it's a little bit suspect. Yeah. If I start to go to 15 million damn subscribers, I want you to look at me a little side-eyed because it won't make no sense other than the Lord doing it. But this system, they ain't about boosting me, homie.